Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Igaga, and as always, welcome to Men. This Wednesday evening, we're going to be talking about when is somebody ready to take it to the next level. In this case, somebody is men. What are the signs that women are supposed to look out for to know that a man is ready to take their relationship to a next level? And by the next level, I mean marriage. Now, my dear guests, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know, this side we've got the three musketeers, and it's not that they're on the offensive. I know Sandra was a bit worried about the whole sitting arrangement. They are on the defensive, not the offensive. But Sandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Men. I hope you've got a lot of stuff to let the fellow ladies know out there about when it's ready to take it to the next level.
True.
And Chris, welcome to the show. You are no longer a stranger. You are now one of us.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I will start with you, Chris.
Yeah.
From a gent's perspective, what should a lady look out for to know that it's time for to ask the question? Because research has shown that men are not very willing to just say, all right, you know what, it's time, let me get married. It's the ladies who have to push them into it.
Well, for starters, I don't necessarily agree with that standpoint. I don't think that men need to be pushed into committing to a marriage relationship. Because, I mean, look, you also are interested in the marriage. You know, you also want to get married. At least I did. I wanted to get married. And I don't think I got married because my spouse pushed me or had some insurance policy on me. Like sometimes some guys, you're going out with a girl, she falls pregnant, insurance policy. So she says, look, we need to wed. I think that, like I'll speak personally. I just got to a point and I felt I needed to get married. And I proposed to my girlfriend and we got married. I don't know. What I would say maybe is that there's about 5 things men are looking for, at least from my perspective. Sexual fulfillment. I mean, which guy doesn't think about sex, Yeah. So if you've not been having it, you want to have it. Or
on a regular.
Yeah, on a regular or something. But we can discuss that. The other thing is that there's something about settling down. You're tired of having to talk to Jen and Janice and whoever, and you want to settle down, most especially if you have a friend in this person that you are dating, And I'll tell you one other thing. I got tired of, in campus it was called benching. So you go to her room all the time and that kind of thing. So you leave at 11 midnight before you drive or take a taxi or boda or whatever it is to wherever you're going to stay. So sometimes you just want to settle down. And there's a few other things. But then again, if you find a woman who respects you, who admires you, who thinks you are it, you just want that to be your wife. And you don't want to waste any more time. So that would be my perspective. I think that marriages work. I think it's easier for a marriage to take place if a guy is pushing it as compared to if a woman is tricking the guy into it.
I do not want to call it tricking, even though it actually is called tricking to some extent. There are situations where even women use blackmail. And they start saying, well, if you don't marry me, then Colin has been asking me to marry him and I'm going to marry him. And then you see her going out for coffee with Colin. Colin doesn't know he's being used, but he falls for the trick. And then, so you panic and say, you know what, let me just marry this woman. And then your friends...
What sort of relationships are these?
This is reality.
The trouble is that's what is happening in this town.
Yes, it actually is.
And that's,
No, actually,
and that's...
it's actually what's happening.
Yes,
and
it is what's happening.
A lot of people
and
actually going.
Just before we get to you, Joseph, I want to hear from Sandra. Does this happen? The blackmail and all that stuff?
There is no blackmail. It's not blackmail. It's a matter of time. And when we're looking at signs that this guy is ready to get married, probably what you framing it as blackmail, it's actually not blackmail.
That's outright deny you what you're doing there.
It is not blackmail, because when we are looking out for signs, or if we want to see if a man is ready to get out to push the relationship to another level, we're looking at different signs. And it's a combination of signs we're actually looking out for. And it's not guaranteed that actually these are the signs, and it's a long-term thing. One of the signs that you could be looking out for is if a man actually is ready to get married, one of the signs is going to introduce you to his parents, A man would like to meet you, would like you to meet his friends, would like you to meet his friends. By the time a man takes you to his friends or makes you meet his friends, he wants to tell everybody else there that, hey, look here, I'm actually hooked, and is ready to take it to another level. Not to take off the boys or the gentlemen who will be kind of hitting at you, but he's also saying, ready, I'm ready. That is why I'm introducing these people to you. And he also wants you to actually meet, he wants you to take him to his parents so that he cements this relationship. It's going to be a long-term relationship.
I can give you other reasons why guys do that.
Why would they do that?
It's like insurance.
It's one, they could be marking their territory, not necessarily for the long term, but they're just marking their territory for as long as you're there. It could be a day.
By the time,
also,
by
it
the
could be
time,
you're hot and he's showing off.
Raising his
by the
profile.
time the gentleman takes that step, because one, he wants to cement that relationship. He also wants to show your parents that he's a good guy. He's a very committed guy, ready to take it on. Because I don't want to think that he's the guy who's going to go out and meet your parents and later, you know, pull it off.
What?
But by the time he goes to
You
meet
know
your
how many
parents,
I have met.
That's
Then
a
I
guy
don't-
who has taken one girl to the parents. Some guys take every girl to their parents.
no, but like I said, it's a combination signs. That is one of the signs. The other sign is quality time. If the guy is having quality time with you in terms of taking you out, in terms of being with you all the time, and he has considered you and given you priority over his buddies, over his meeting his friends, or over his
Ex-girlfriends.
no, don't bring that now. When he takes
But you need
time
to
and
know the
having
competition.
good time with you, he's kind of looking at understanding you and getting to know you more and more. And on top of that, when he takes your time in terms of over sports or soccer, and he puts more quality time with you, then you know he wants to take this relationship to another level. And the other thing that you could probably also be looking out for is communication. If the guy is always or has started taking the communication to we, and he's considering, you know, you in his future plans, he keeps talking about a long-term relationship, and he's putting you, and he stops using I, and he's using you, then you know the guy is moving there, you know, and he has stopped thinking of himself as I, and he's thinking of you as you in the future together.
But can I ask, are we talking about, because it's possible that we're talking about marriage of a different kind, because I know some guys who tell girls they're going to marry them, and they do this squandular thing,
Yes.
and that's it. And the girl's expectation was she was going to wear this white gown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get there. But he still says it's a we thing. Okay? It's, you know, it's still we, you know, you just come over, let's live in my house. We are living life.
Yeah, and I can also tell you about meeting parents.
Yes.
It's a better telltale sign when the guy actually meets your parents,
Not
as opposed
Yeah.
you meeting his parents.
as opposed to you meeting his parents. Men just don't like to meet people's parents. It's not. I'm telling you.
That
by
is
the
what
time
I
he
said.
accepts-
That is what I said.
Yeah.
That is what I said, that it's a two-way. When he wants to show you off to his parents and tell his parents, here's the girl that I'm about to get married to, he may not tell it in black and white, but also when he's interested in meeting with your friends and parents, when he's interested in meeting with your friends, and he's ready to say, yes, you know, I want to cement this relationship, because, you know, marriage is a long-term relationship. He wants to be seen to be a very committed guy, and nobody would take out to that
if
level.
I may say something just in line with what Joseph has said, I think, and it's very important that you've mentioned that. I think a lot of girls need to, and ladies outside there, need to know that there's a big difference between you meeting the guy's parents and him meeting yours. There's some people who bring ladies and girls home to ease off the pressure, because your parents are on your case saying, when are you bringing somebody home? When are you bringing somebody home? Says, all right, we've got a function at home. Fine. Maybe it's also just for accompaniment. Because I know if I go without somebody, everybody's going to be on my case. So he tags you along, and then the girl gets excited, says, oh, he's taking me to meet the parents. Then you go to this function, there's no introduction. You mentioned that, or he does not necessarily have to introduce you, but it looks that way. And it's strategic. So he will never say, I introduced her. So you'll be told, well, you've heard situations where parents say, okay, when were you going to bring home the girl who's the one? because this guy keeps coming home.
No,
with bad
if this
things.
introduction that I'm
I think
talking
we need
about,
to-
I'm
we
not
need to-
looking at a scenario where he is going to physically introduce you that this is the girlfriend that I have. Okay, but you tagging along with him, it's a sign that he's going to show you off. By the time the guy has the confidence and takes that bold step to show you off, he's ready for it.
I think the truest thing that she said is that it's a combination of things. So I think it would be dangerous to single out one thing and say, no, be careful of this because it doesn't mean. Because when you see a combination of those things coming together, for example, if he has taken you to his parents and then he's saying, I want to see your parents, yeah? And it might even start off with, I want to meet your sisters, I want to meet your brothers, you start doing things with members of the family. I think it signals of a further step. So if you find yourself in a situation where he's shown you off to his friends, you've met his parents, and he's hanging out with your family, and he's saying, "Let me meet your parents," I think that.
And by the time,
those-
I mean,
those-
when
those
we're
are- those
looking
are
at the
signs.
different signs,
Yeah.
at the time we're looking at, for example, the time that men want to be with their fellow guys, okay? And he has foregone that time. He's no longer so much hanging around with his buddies. He's no longer so much interested in soccer.
One of the things that
And
we
he's
have to
giving
be
you
careful
time.
No,
with
not
those
really.
for
No,
women.
those are all
Yeah.
the signs. The other sign is the gifts,
But
and
you know
not
what
any,
you ha- but
any
you know
sign
what
of
you-
gifts.
You have to listen.
Yes,
Please
I'm
listen.
not-
Hang on,
no, no,
just
no.
listen
All-
to the guys here. Yes, that's
Yes,
what I was
I
gonna
am
say.
telling you the signs that we look out for.
Yeah, we're
and
trying
it's
to tell
I
you-
said it's a combination of signs,
But we're
okay?
trying to tell you
And
that
it's not a
these-
guarantee.
Okay.
Hold on, it's not a guarantee that actually these are the signs, and it is actually an over. I mean, it's you've now achieved it, and hooray! Yes, no, it's like I said, it's a number of signs and the various signs. One of the other signs, as probably going to mention, are gifts. Okay, I'm
Sandra,
giving it a guy giving
Sandra,
you.
is there a possibility that a guy, do you think there is a possibility that a guy can throw gifts at a girl, do this parent thing, fly her to the Bahamas for all you care, and still not be committed on marrying her? Because here's the thing, the reason why actually this is a very interesting topic is that guys freak out when they hear the word commitment, locking down.
Yeah.
A man is thinking, okay, I'm going to have to live with this woman all my life. So he starts imagining her growing old, at his side, and he's thinking, will she really rock my world?
For all these years.
Yeah, for all those years.
Now, that is where I was taking
men
it.
have questions that they're asking
Exactly.
themselves. So some of the signs, let me just throw in one here.
Yes.
One of the signs you get to know that a guy is serious about someone is what he says about your relationship with the people that matter to him.
Exactly.
With his
Yes.
friends, with significant people.
Yes.
All right? Because a guy is not going to undercommit himself when he's dealing with tights. Right? And I think actually that for me that's probably the only one thing that I could say. I mean, if Colin wakes up one day, assuming he's great buddies with Peter,
God willing.
right? Let's hope it's going to happen by the end of this year. But if Colin walks up to Peter and says, look, Peter, look, you know what? This girl, I'm really serious about her. I want to marry her. And he's asking for advice and saying, look, how do I do this? I really need to get this done. And Peter is someone that Colin respects, assuming. We don't know whether that is true or not, but assuming.
Questions.
So you will find that someone that if a guy goes up to people that he respects and gives them their word, he's most probably going to follow through. Romantic gifts,
You know what, if you look at this topic, it's what should women look out for
Yes.
to show, right? Now, if you give me a list of the things that
You look out for.
and
Yes.
they're not things that matter
This
to
is
me,
not
those
the
are
show.
those are not the things that
That's
you
not
should
the
be
show
looking
that-
out for.
that's what- not
All
what we're
that's what I
talking
wanted to say, that be careful not to give us a list of things that you look out for, and they might not be the things that show that I'm ready to get married. Do you see?
Yes.
So, for me,
Ransom, we've got to go into a break.
Okay.
So, and once we get back, don't worry, we're coming back to you. I know you've been punched in a corner, but don't worry, you'll survive. Now, we're here at the Sheraton Kampala Hotel talking about the signs that women need to look out for to know that a man is ready to take it to the next level. Already, Sandra has given us a lot to think about, especially from the ladies' side. We're not throwing it out, but it will be important to hear what the guys have to say. So don't forget, this is your show. We want to hear from you. Our Facebook page is NTV Men. Go there, like it, and give us your comments. You can also send us an SMS on 6565. It's on your screen. Also, you can send us a private email. That's men@ntvuganda.co.ug. We'll be right back after the break.